Before I begin this powerful Bible story, dear viewers, I want to encourage you, don't miss tomorrow's life-changing story. Please subscribe right now, so you will always receive the word that can transform your life and build your faith. Now, stay with me to the very end of this story, because what happens at the conclusion will shake your heart and inspire your spirit. The Bible tells us of a remarkable day when Jesus was passing through a crowded city. The streets were full of people, pressing, shouting, trying to get close to him. Jesus had already become well known in Israel. His miracles had shaken the land, lepers cleansed, the blind receiving sight, the lame walking, demons cast out with a single word. Everywhere he went, multitudes gathered. People traveled far and wide just to hear his voice, to see his face, or to touch him in hopes of receiving healing. Among that crowd was a woman whose story was darker and more desperate than most. For 12 long years, she had been suffering from a terrible condition. She had an issue of blood, constant bleeding that would not stop. For 12 years, she lived in pain, in shame, and in fear. In the Jewish culture, her sickness made her ceremonially unclean. This meant she could not enter the temple freely, she was considered unfit to touch others, and anyone who came into contact with her would also be considered unclean. She was an outcast, living in silence and humiliation. This woman had gone to many doctors, seeking a cure. She had spent all she had, her money, her wealth, her possessions, hoping to find healing. But the more she sought help, the worse her condition became. Year after year, her hope was drained, and despair filled her heart. She was weak, her body wasting away, and her soul carried the heavy burden of rejection. But on this particular day, she heard the news: Jesus of Nazareth was passing through her town. She had heard the stories, the power in his voice, the miracles in his touch, and the love in his eyes. She believed in her heart, if only I may touch the hem of his garment, I shall be made whole. Now imagine the scene. The streets overflowing with people, bodies pressing against each other, the noise of voices shouting, some crying for healing, others shouting praises, and some mocking. Soldiers trying to keep order, disciples trying to guard Jesus, but the crowd was uncontrollable. In the middle of all this, the weak woman pushed her way through. She was trembling, not only from weakness but from fear. She knew that if people recognized her, an unclean woman, touching others in the crowd, she could be beaten, ridiculed, even driven away. But faith burned stronger than fear. Step by step, she pressed through. Someone shoved her aside, someone cursed her for bumping into them. But she did not stop. Her eyes were fixed on one thing, the figure of Jesus ahead. She whispered in her heart, if only I can touch the edge of his robe. Finally, with the last of her strength, she stretched out her hand. The crowd did not notice her, but her trembling fingers brushed the hem of Jesus' garment. And instantly,